Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
Hello, good morning and welcome to Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And on a slightly wet morning, I'm joined by my colleague, who is now completely well. Your leg's fine, isn't it? Bandula Jayasekara. Good morning, Bandula.
Good morning for us.
And we also have on our program this morning Dr. Susita Senaratna, the Administrative Medical Director at the Sri Jayawardhanapura Hospital and the Consultant Administrative Director at Lanka Hospitals. Very good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning.
And thank you for being on Newsline. First of all, I'd like to, shall we get your thoughts on this? Anura Senanaika remanded. SDIG was in vicinity of Tajuddin's accident, according to the CID. Isn't it marvellous times, Pandula, that we are living in where the police force can actually arrest and charge one of their own? Now that's Yapalane for you. What do you think?
I wouldn't say that. Yesterday I was listening to Vasantha Samarasinghe, the former JUP MP who is a convener of anti-corruption movement. He says people come and go. That's it. People
But
come
I
and go.
think we must call a spade and recognize a spade as being a spade.
Let's wait and see.
But they've made a start, and I think it's jolly good work that when the police are able to act without political patronage and independently, then they can produce results.
So that's good. That's what we want. I mean, you talk of independent police commission. Let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see. So you want to reserve judgment?
Yeah, because you have always told this. You have used this program and told Ravi Vaidyalanka,
Well, yes.
on that talk of CID,
indeed,
but this is a different
this is
case.
CID. But it's a good start, and it's about time, because this young man was unlawfully killed. He was killed. He didn't die of natural causes. He was killed.
Yeah, but you know, lots of these things have been. You have used this program to talk of late Lasantha Wickramatunge.
Yeah.
Have used this, but then what happens? How many years? What about
That's right.
Lakshman Kadragamas? Nothing happens.
No.
So let's see. Wait for results.
We'll wait, but we must always recognize it when they have actually made a start.
I will wait for tomorrow and the day after.
You will. Okay, but don't wait too long, because you remember somebody waited, like Godot, for a very long time, and he's still not president. So, we'll wait.
He's Prime Minister.
Well, he's on his way, as you say. He's made a start. Now then, a vexed issue. VAT. The government says we don't have to pay VAT on our medical bills. Well, that's actually far from the truth. I've got, Doctor, a bill from a viewer who went to do some tests at a private hospital. The VAT is shown separately and she's paid it, but that bill does not carry the VAT registration number, for example. That itself is not as per the rules. What is the actual position? Are we to pay are we to pay the VAT or not?
Yeah, actually even the VAT department, the hospitals are in dilemma in this, big dilemma, because no one knows what to VAT, right, and how to make this bill, because according to the latest information I gathered, that bill should not show separately the VAT amount. Because that sort of bills will be only issued to people who pay VAT, who claim VAT. Now, say example, if a hospital is providing services to another company, if it's a company bill or if it is an insurance bill, I think the VAT can come
where
as a separate
the
thing.
payer is also VAT registered.
Yes, registered.
Yeah.
If it is not a VAT registered person, there is no authority for a hospital to issue a bill separately with a VAT column.
Correct, okay.
So therefore the hospitals are adjusting their bill so that they can get the certain amount, including the VAT, what they are going to pay to the government. So that is why the prices have gone up.
There you are. There's the key word. The prices have gone up.
Gone up, yes.
So it has gone up. So when the government claims that the VAT which shall be not will be a burden on the people in terms of medical facilities, that's a little bit being economical with the truth.
Yes,
Because that's not fair.
that's not fair.
They're trying to dress it all up in some form or other. What should I do? We have a colleague who's in hospital, and he'll hopefully, be out today or tomorrow. And when he's presented with the bill, shall we not pay the VAT? Shall we say no, we're not paying this? Shall we refer it to the Ministry of Finance?
I think if the VAT
Yeah.
is separately indicated in a column,
Yeah.
you can do that. But if it is just a bill without
can't do
VAT, how are you going to do that?
Listen up, you folks. All of you who've been given VAT bills, listen to what the doctor said. If it's shown separately, don't pay it, because that's what the government says. But do you think they'll let us go home if you're being held in the hospital?
He might be taken to FCID for us.
Yes.
Careful.
Now, when you admit to a hospital,
Yes.
you are bound to pay the bill. Like
It should
going
become
to a
it.
hotel, you have options. You can ask what would be my bill. You can ask what's my package.
Yeah.
What are the bills? What are the extra bills? What would be the additional if it is? So the problem in Sri Lanka is 90% of people, they don't ask. They fear to ask. They don't ask, and the hospitals are not taking extra effort to provide the information. So this is where the friction comes. Once they get the bill, it's too high, and they come and complain to the administrators. So I think people have all the right. Now you go to another country, foreign country, they ask everything, every cent, they clarify. Our people, even I have seen very few people even clarify their bill from a supermarket. I don't know, they feel shy or they feel...
They don't check enough. Yeah.
But the thing is, Doctor, with the help of programs such as these, and we love to lead the way, are you saying that when doctors and hospitals and clinics and so on indulge in this sort of game, it is actually a game, because the government say X and the public are at the receiving end of Y, not of X. And so are you saying
I
the
don't
doctors...
know, I don't know exactly what the government says, but the government, what the circular says is that government implies VAT on the hospital services, not the consumables. But when it comes to consumables, unless it's a pharmaceuticals item directly issued to the patient, other medicine which are used through the hospitals are also goes as services.
But Susita, now as the medical administrative doctor of our premier hospital, Sri Jawadanapura Hospital, you are not supportive of VAT.
I'm not.
No, let me get this right. We'll just call her Mrs. Pereira. She's actually Mrs. Pereira, but Mrs. Pereira scanned and sent me her bill. It was for a series of tests, blood tests, this test, that test, all to do with blood. It was 6,000 something. On the left-hand side it says VAT 15%, so much, add total, paid. No VAT registration number on that bill. Now you said that's wrong.
That's wrong.
Okay.
Because actually that's what I said.
So it's fraudulent then?
No, it took some time for even private hospital financial control heads to decide how to do this. Actually in Lanka Hospital we had a meeting few days ago. We got the tax consultants, we got people on tax department,
So
and we streamlined this, how this could be done only 3 days back. But I know definitely, because this law was put from the 1st of May, and then there were discussions this will be removed. So I think personally so many hospitals, they didn't get prepared with their system. They thought this will be taken out, this will be a lot of public protest, but it didn't happen. So immediately 1st of May the hospital has to do something, because otherwise the tax department will come and tax you. So that is why this thing happened, but that's wrong.
But if the government listened to public protests, they would have by now retired and reversed the scandalous treasury bond matter. Anyway, what I'm trying to say to you is, look, you've got a list of tests that have been done.
Yes.
According to the circular, where do you charge the VAT?
You can't charge the VAT in the bill. So, but the hospital has to pay VAT to the department. So what adopted by the hospitals are to increase the price. So example, if the blood test is costing 100 rupees, the new price of the blood test will be 115 rupees.
So what you
So
say
now
is,
the bills will come in the new prices.
so they increase the price, they pay the VAT. So this is all very fraudulent, really.
Faraz, you
because
can't fall ill.
They're circumventing the VAT rules, and I wonder whether we could arrange to have a CD of this program sent to the Commissioner of VAT, because this is a fraud of monumental proportions, even greater than what Kamil Kutubuddin, the infamous VAT swindler,
But
could manage.
this is a cabinet decision, right?
I
So-
don't know whether it's a fraudulent
I
or no, but I think this is how it was advised by the particular consultants. So this is how, because if the government do not want to tax the people, they could have, without saying VAT or anything, they could have put additional tax for the hospital income or something, so that it will be monitored with the hospital income, not with the patient individually.
But
But this has come as a VAT for the patient services.
But that's
So the
unconscious.
government can't have double stand saying we don't charge VAT, and they are in others say they are applying VAT for the health services. You got my point, no? So if the government has applied VAT for the health services by a circular, by decision, I don't know who says that we don't charge VAT, because if the health services is VATed,
Yeah.
right, then it should be individual basis calculated the VAT. Otherwise, if the government wanted to have extra income from the hospitals or any other source, then that there should be a separate system to take a different whatever the
They're
system from.
taxing the
Are you going to challenge this thing? Are you going to seek clarification from the Ministry of Finance on this matter?
Yeah, we have taken a lot of clarifications. We have asked from the tax department. So what they have said us is that 15% of services has to be taxed. Then we asked what are the services or are consumables. Then they said all the consumables used through the hospital in the process of treatment to patient
Right.
has to be also added, because those all comes as services.
I see. So
we have no option other than
on the provision of services, the government wants you as the hospital to pay VAT, and the government's also told you not to charge it to the customers. Is that right?
we didn't get any direct.
So basically, you can raise your prices, but what they're saying is not to show it separately.
That's what, because the law says there can't be a VAT in a bill to a person who do not claim VAT. So someone who claim VAT can come and request, where the hospital can give.
So it sounds all very confusing.
Yes,
And are you happy with that situation?
I am not.
But should you, I mean, don't you think so is that you should make representation to President
are.
Maithripala Sirisena? He was a former Minister of Health. I'm sure he would understand this.
I think the
you
directors
made
and the owners, I didn't go, I'm an employee actually, the owners of the hospitals, there are private hospital owners association and the government patient care associations, patients benefit like welfare association. I think they have already represented. I think the president is concerned about this. So that is why people had lot of hopes. Even we had hopes, because as a director in Jawadanpur Hospital, I have a lot of problems because this is a government-owned hospital, and the people come to me every day. I get a lot of people coming to my office and questioning about this. So it has become real news.
Doctor, what about people who were admitted to hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May? So when they entered hospital, they had a legitimate expectation, A, of getting better, right, and B, being alive, and C, of not having to pay any form of VAT. All of a sudden, this is a double whammy. You know, you're ill, you've kind of recovered, almost on the way to recovery, and then you're trying to check out, and they've hit you with another 15%. It's enough to give somebody a heart attack, and then you'll have to readmit him, and the whole cycle it's never ending. What do you have to do in such case? As the administrator, will you waive off the VAT of people who were in hospital just before, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May? So when they entered hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May, so when they entered hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May, so when they entered hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May, so when they entered hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May, so when they entered hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May, so when they entered hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May, so when they entered hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented a bill after the 1st of May, so when they entered hospital before the 1st of May, and then who were presented the 1st of May, and then who were checking out after this thing came.
No,
what will you
it
do?
is like this now. We make the billing system.
Yeah.
So the system is changed from the 1st May. So they will be billed till 30th of April without a VAT, and from that day there will be their leftover treatments.
Oh, the
will be-
leftover treatment. That sounds a
after.
little. Well, it's unfair, but it's.
I
fair.
agree with you. I agree with you. It's unfair, but that's the directions given to us, and we are implementing the directions given, because now Jawadanpur is
But you
not
know-
owned by the government. It's
But
not
you-
owned by anybody else. But it does have the same problem.
But doctor, if you permit me to say, in the Nuremberg trials, even though they tried to use the same excuse, they all were jailed anyway, because they couldn't just say that, well, those were our orders. If you feel strongly about that, you can actually not charge them. On that note, we'll take a short break,
yes.
and we'll come right back. Do stay tuned to Newsline. Hello, good morning again, and welcome to Newsline, where we're joined by a very rather important man, actually, medical administrative consultant at the Sri Jayawardenepura Hospital and also at Lanka Hospitals. And so he's in a unique position to answer all these questions about VAT.
And
so on.
Faraz Shaukat Ali, you cannot fall ill.
No, we can't, because it's just going to cost too much. Doctor, we've got this question from by SMS. When hospitals are already making huge profits, they should be charged VAT, and that should not be passed on to the customers. They're talking about private hospitals. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Why?
There is no such huge profit, because bill is very high. People think there will be big profit margin, but as I said earlier,
How much profits did Lanka Hospital declare in the last financial year?
It's semi-government, it's 50-50.
Well, no, it's
one?
about 60.
Lanka Hospital.
It's about
Lanka
60
Hospital
40.
has about 60% government shares owned by the insurance corporation, and other
There's
28% shares owned by the fund payers to the Indian company, and the others by
So
the
how much
public.
profit did they make in the last financial year?
I exactly can't give the figures.
Right.
But those were declared recently.
But you didn't run at a loss.
No.
You made money.
Well, a decent enough profit for the Indians to hang on.
But Sushita, now to your Jawadanpur Hospital.
But these figures, sorry, because otherwise they keep phoning us up during the day and taking umbrage. But these, the hospitals have made a decent enough profit.
I think.
And otherwise we'll have an exodus. The Indian company would dump their shares on the market and say bye-bye.
They are unable to dump because the cost they bought.
Well, that's
was very
that's
high.
another matter. That's something called pumping and dumping, that's another story all on its own. But one of these days we're going to get a slate and we're going to write it all down here and show it to the people and say what's happening. But the top of the slate has to be this VAT business. Who comes to your hospital? What's the typical customer profile?
As far as I want to add to on Sri Jawadanpura, now I'm told that the poor patients from Jaffna,
Yes, that's what I'm trying to find out.
they are referred to Jawadanpura. But how could they bear these things?
See, actually, Jawadanpura is a gift to Sri Lanka, and it's a totally free gift, 100% gift. It's not on a loan or anything.
During JRG
So it's
time,
owned
yeah.
by the public of this country.
My goodness me, it's a triple whammy. And now this thing that the government have got free, they're using that as a vehicle to charge these people. Oh no, God! Honestly, come on, doctor, tell us, who is the typical customer profile?
Yeah, actually, it's ordinary people, and say poor, ordinary, middle class, and upper middle class.
Where are they coming from?
All over. Because Jawadanpur Hospital does not include in the national our other government hospital circuit. There's a referral system. We do not, because Jawadanpura is mainly a tertiary care hospital which provides a higher medical care. So for the tertiary care, we get referrals from all over the country.
So it's
All over.
conceivable that you have patients from Point Pedro,
Yes.
from Dondra, from Mayangana,
Everywhere.
from Pasikura,
From
from
Rambukkana,
from
all
wherever.
Where? Matara, Hambantota.
Kanatota and
That's
wherever.
right, yes.
Okay, so on top of everything else, I mean, and it is, there'll be VAT on all sorts of. These people, when they set off, they're setting off on a VAT minefield because all the prices have gone up and up and up, excepting the prices that the finance ministry has advertised, saying that it's now cheaper than it was under the Rajapaksas. Apart from those items, everything else has gone up.
And who pays for those advertisements for us? The finance ministry?
The people in the end.
People.
They advertise in all the papers that they want to advertise, and it's all costs and costs and costs. How on earth are these people going? Perhaps they won't be able to afford. You say, well, we're not showing it on the VAT, but they're raising the prices anyway.
Yes.
So, at the end of the day, these people are going to have to find another 15%. Do you think it comes to a point where they say, well, I can't?
True. Now, example in Javadanapura, of course, we do not charge for a profit. It is just a cost covering. We charge the consumables cost, but we don't charge for the services. No consultation fees charged, no doctor's fee charge, no nurses fee charge in Javadanapura. A bed with linen and 3 meals is costing only 675 rupees, per patient per day. So that's the way we charge. But still, people find, now say example is a person has to stay for 2 weeks, people find it's a big amount. So when, in spite of that, now we have to add 15% to that. So it's, as you said, somebody is referred from Mathura or somewhere for a cancer or for some specialist treatment or a bypass. They come prepared knowing that this could be the cost, and suddenly they get to know that their cost is gone up. So then what else to do? They come and ended up at me asking a discount, which I am not authorized to do.
And they get more sick.
And do ministers and MPs get free medical benefits?
Oh,
to
no.
your knowledge?
No.
Do they come to
also come to
Javadanapura? Do they pay?
Yes. They are coming, they have an insurance scheme. Insurance scheme is there, but
How much is a scan there? How much is an MRI?
we don't have MRI.
Oh, you don't?
Javadanapura. We are in the process of purchasing MRI. But the CT scan in Javadanapura is only 2,000, between 2,000 and 3,000, depending on the part of the body.
And
Which is about 6,000-7,000 in the other places.
Oh, I see. So it's about 3 times
Less.
more. Right.
Javadanapura is lesser.
Less. Right. So there are some benefits then. This figure, we must hand it to him. I don't know if it's a lady or a gentleman, but anyhow, in other words, the hospitals are making huge profits from sick people. I want to ask you, how sick is that?
You see, the people in this country have an option. Every treatment, even neurosurgery, bypass, kidney transplant is done free of charge completely by the government.
Right.
So people go to private hospitals looking for comfort. Because I don't...
Or to beat a long waiting list.
Pardon? Yes, true. I agree with you.
there's
Long waiting
waiting
list, comfort. So those are the issues people are worried about. So when they go for that, the private hospitals are taking an advantage over that. So I don't know how far we can comment on. I can comment on it, but what I would say is, it's a business like any other business. So I don't see any of the owners or the directors of private hospital is looking at it as a social service or anything. They are investing on another business.
Yes,
so private health sector is also like any other business, another
What
business.
happened to Florence Nightingale? What happens to these principals' health? What happened to her?
Florence Nightingale is there. The nurses, even in private hospitals, I would say very proudly, the service of nursing in private hospitals is conducting very well, and they are really people. The Nightingales don't share this profit. They get paid only monthly salary. So
what happens to this care, this country?
Yeah, but who will? I'm sorry, but I would say if you look at the angle of a person who invested on a private hospital, he's not investing for welfare. He's investing on a return.
We are not taking umbrage with these private hospital owners at all. What we are saying is that the government is taxing and taxing and taxing There's no blessed end to this thing. This taxing is going on. It's
No, that's what actually I also believe. Now I have spoken to some of the policymakers of the government with whatever the influence I have. So what they say is they are in a dire necessity of increasing the income of the government. They said that income also will be benefited to the public only. So when I had this discussion, I as possible way of I could do, I showed them that this idea of this income is to the amount you are expecting, maybe some billions, okay, say 2 billion they are expecting from private hospital, this VAT, right? But same time there will be a percentage of patients who will not go to private hospital and again turn back to government hospital because of this price hike, right? So when these people turn back to government hospital, their burden becomes more. So the money spent the government will become again higher. So unnecessary fuss, unnecessary hassle for people, and finally government is, for my opinion, government is not going to save anything by this VAT, because there will be a group of people turning back to government hospital, and therefore their expenses will become higher.
Doctor, last and final question as we come to the end, and my producer is telling me that it's time to go. Right. So last and final question. Can you hold your hand on your chest and say to me, honestly, whether doctors take and accept kickbacks from pharmaceutical companies? We're watching you.
Then hold your movies.
You say that?
I don't. I can't promise behalf of others, but I would say I don't. And
but you're not a practicing doctor. You are.
I have been practicing doctor till recent past, till I took over this administration. You see, the pharmaceuticals companies have different ways of approaching, but in the same time, pharmaceuticals companies are sponsoring most of the educational medical events. So that, of course, I don't know how to justify it, because the continuous education is also a must, because the government hospitals, there is no money allocated for continuous medical education.
But then you become under obligation to them.
I know it's in organizational level, but personal level I don't, but I have not, I can't comment on that. But there are allegations, I would say there are allegations.
Have you ever caught any doctors accepting? Have you?
No.
I haven't yet. No. But you may do. Thank you, Dr. Susita Senratna, for being on the program. We look forward to welcome you on our network again.
Thank you.
And Bandula, thank you very much. Thank you for having watched Newsline. Enjoy the rest of the day and take care. God bless.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.